guys? This is Corey, also known as QC Ride here, just hitting you with another one. If there is a slight echo or you hear nature sounds, it's because I'm out on my back porch, just kind of chilling, taking it a little easy today because I couldn't sleep last night for some reason. But I wanted to talk about how I view the gig economy, not so much today, but how I view the gig economy looking forward 5, 10 years from now. Because a lot of people are concerned because they look at it and they say, look, I'm making good money now, but how am I going to translate that into 5 or 10 years from now? Is it going to be something that's going to be sustainable? And that's a hard question to answer, but we're going to try. I'm going to try my best.
Aw, time for a break, guys. We'll be back soon.
What's up, guys? This is Corey, and I just wanted to really quickly tell you about a brand new podcast that I have absolutely been in love with. This podcast called Shutter Count, and what it talks about is amateur and pro photography. Ever since I was a kid, I've always wanted to get into photography. Unfortunately, it's something I never got a chance to truly experience and evaluate and try to investigate it to see what I need to do to become a great photographer. In this podcast, not only are they going to talk to you about techniques, tricks, tips to become a better photographer, they're going to talk about software that they use, cameras that they use, lenses, how to set up the perfect picture, and are going to do it in a way that the amateur like me can understand, but also the pro that you are can understand. So check it out, Shutter Count. It's on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and all your podcast formats. And always, you can check it out on Anchor FM. That's Shutter Count. In addition to listening to the Gig Essentials podcast, have you been to gigessentials.com? Well, gigessentials.com will help you find the essential tools for success with the gig economy. Whether you work with Uber, Lyft, Shipt, Instacart, Postmates, DoorDash, Tack, or TashRabbit, this site will help you learn what it takes to be successful. Also, you'll find exclusive links to our YouTube videos. That's gigessentials.com. I'll see you in the comments. Yes. So let's just get into it. The gig economy has two different definitions. One of those definitions is your Ubers, your Lyfts, where you're working someone else's platform, you're enriching a company, they're paying you for your services. So that's one quote unquote definition of the gig economy. The other one is a little different. It is you having a side hustle or skill that you utilize to make money. Now, the second one is more sustainable because working a side hustle or working a gig like that is going to provide you ownership over something. So you have the skill. You don't lose that because the company decides that they want to go a different direction. So there is a degree of ownership. Now, because that's more sustainable and that's the easier answer of yes, I believe that there's going to be subcontract work or so forth in the next 5 to 10 years. I'm not going to spend too much time on that. What I really want to focus in on is on where you're working another platform. How is that going to translate 5, 10, 15 years from now? And the easy answer is it's not. It's not something that's going to be sustainable. One thing that I've always encouraged anybody who's listened to my videos or who's in the gig economy and looks at any of my stuff, I always tell people to look at the mission statements of the company. The mission statements of the company will tell you everything you need to know about what the company will invest in and where they want to go. Now, some companies, they will revise, they will update their mission statements, but the reality is the mission statement tells you how that company sees the future. So when it comes to Uber and Lyft, both of their mission statements have everything to do with helping people get around but it has nothing to do with people helping people get around. So that's why you're seeing a large financial investment in driverless technology, different types of different types of trial runs on how to essentially eliminate the driver from the equation. Now, do I think that's going to be something that's going to be 1 or 2 years away? No, I think that's still going to be some years away. But it is something that's going to come and it's going to alter that business. Now, there may be some who still are used in that, but I don't think that it's going to be a viable service, and I don't think it's going to be something that's really going to pay well. Um, if I had to guess, I would say that it will turn into something how um, the Waze's car share service kind of works, where basically they're not paying you to do this as a job; they're paying you to cover your expenses because you're already headed to that trip or something like that. Um, Things like food delivery services. I think that I was listening to an article. That's what it was. I was listening to a podcast, and they were talking about how um, a lot of these companies are opening up small kitchens so that they can work. So, they're working in industrial kitchens, not a storefront, but just industrial kitchens, so that they can just deliver food. And when you get autonomous vehicles delivering people, then obviously the next wave of that will be also transporting goods and foods. So I don't think that working someone else's platform is going to bring you financial independence 5, 10, 15 years from now. I think what you can do is you can use your time working these other platforms like Uber, like Lyft, like all these other services. You can use your time doing them to gain other skills, to leverage that work into other kind of work that you may find more enjoyable. Um, One thing I always joke about and say that the worst time to look for a job is when you need a job. People who look for a job when they already have a job, there's a certain level of comfort that they have because they don't have to worry about that job not translating to not translating to I mean that job them needing that job. They don't have to worry about that. They can go back to their old company, or they can, pursue the new company. So use your skills that you're learning. And I think the biggest thing that a lot of people in the gig economy do is they discount their skills that they're learning from these companies. And because everything, it seems like so much of a regular job. So what skills am I learning? Well, you're learning a lot. With Uber, and if you've done thousands of trips, you're doing thousands of trips in a service industry without an accident. On time skill set, your score, your score, if you're 4.9, your customers, or thousands of customers have given you a rating of 4.9, saying that you give excellent customer service. That translates to working in other areas. So definitely don't discount your skills that you're learning. Um, I think what I want to do with this series is I want to go back and I want to touch on this a little bit more. But like I said, I always like to keep these videos shorter. So I think I'm going to label this episode. I mean, this is going to be one of 3 or so. So we'll come back and talk on this. But until the next one, peace. Remember the Gig Essentials podcast. Right now we're in the middle of a 30-day challenge in the month of November, where I'm going to throw out content every day for 30 days. Try to do the videos on Thursday. Is that right? No, Wednesday of Thursday or Wednesday. I gotta figure it out. Of every week, one video, but you'll also see the podcast in your feed. Please rate, subscribe to it. It does a lot. Also, the podcast is listener supported, so you can always go into the show notes for the podcast, or go to Anchor FM, and you can and look up the Gig Essentials podcast, and you can support the podcast. Helps me with video and audio equipment, and kind of helps me kind of spread out those costs. But definitely thank you for listening. Until the next one, peace.